What's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Welcome to a new week. I hope that you guys had a fantastic weekend. Today, we'll be taking a look over here at the cryptocurrency market, starting off over here with the total market cap of crypto, excluding Bitcoin, so the altcoin market cap. We will also take a peek over there at the Bitcoin price chart and several different altcoins, seeing what the market did throughout the weekend. Has anything progressed here? As you know, for the last couple of weeks, we've been staring at this, watching it back at these retracement levels in that teeth grinding, nail biting moment, which it still is in. So nothing has changed since last week, but we will take a peek at a couple of the leaders that have started to move their way up and the setups that they're starting to do, and kind of just discuss what happened in 2017 if we are to get that type of moment where the end of the market is kind of like that big, crazy, wild moment at the end of the market is about to happen here. We don't know which one's going to happen as we're at the retracement level. So like I said, nail biting, teeth grinding type of moment, waiting to see the market decide. But if it does break to the upside, what have we seen happen before? Now, the nice thing is we were just looking for the market to go up, no opportunity for retracement, and then just go sideways for weeks. And we've had that happen over here with Ethereum. Ethereum has now been going sideways up in here near the retracement levels for 3 weeks and 2 days. That's the same style thing we saw happen back in 2017. This is XRP back in March. That's what we were looking for to happen here in the market, is just a sideways move happening over here near the retracement levels. Ethereum has done just that, and this whole market has had this same style corrective move that we saw happen with XRP. And well, you know the story, it went nuts afterwards. But of course, there's been lots of, wondering, are the retracement levels going to end up rejecting it? We know that's what happened back in 2017. So I've been keeping my eyes over here on leaders in the market that have broken into new all-time highs. And Solana and Luna did touch new all-time highs throughout the weekend. Cardano has yet to do so. But I have been studying Cardano over here with the top back in May 15th. And then, well, we set the new high, back tested the all-time high, and then now we've kind of just been going sideways. I've been comparing this to Litecoin and what happened at the end of 2017 and how Litecoin had this exact same thing occur. It set its new all-time high. I've gone through this several times on this channel. And then right here, this is the moment that would be equivalent for where Cardano is at this exact time, as you can see right here. Sets a new high from back in 2017 and 2018 over here, just above this level, this top that came in and really pushed it down. That's exactly where Litecoin was back in this time. So looking at Cardano as a leader has been a signal for me to say, hey, what's my bias going to be? Is the market going to go up or go down? And how did the market play out after Litecoin did this? At this time, back in 2017 and 2018, Litecoin was a top 10 coin, like a top 6, top 7 coin. It was one of the only coins you could buy over there on Coinbase, along with Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Cash. So it was a huge coin at that time. Cardano is no different right now, sitting here at number 3. It's a huge coin in the cryptocurrency market. And well, we could see this structure happening right on over here. And that seems to be very similar to what's happening over here with Cardano currently right now. We can see this big pullback right in here, rising back up and kind of going sideways in here, bouncing around, which is exactly what was happening with Litecoin up in here. Eventually, there was a little bit of a pullback, but then that led into the massive surge for Litecoin at that time. And again, we keep tracking all of these leaders, but that's what Litecoin was back then too. And so as Litecoin took off, this only took a couple of days. We're talking once this thing took off and once that thing went up there, that was 4 days. After that, the leaders were done. It then rotated to the rest of the market. So if we get something like that, I try to keep that in the back of my head that things will start moving fast if this is the same style thing that's going to play out here with a rotating market. That if these leaders start getting some serious momentum behind them, there's probably going to be chasing, there's probably going to be people buying the tops of it, but that the next phase would be the shift to all the things that are still really low, right? The thing is, when you look at like the top 10 or the top 15 of what's going on here in the cryptocurrency market, not a lot of things are low. All-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high. Who's not? XRP's not at an all-time high. It has not had that rotation opportunity. But I think there will also be rotations into a lot of the other coins as well that are still really low. It's yet to be seen, but that's what I would think would happen based on what I've seen happen in this market. But let me point to this again. This is what I've been talking about. So we look at like XRP, which I have here in the orange. This is from back in 2017, and then this is Litecoin. So this is that phase I'm talking about where Cardano could potentially be based on the setup that it did compared to Litecoin at the end of the cycle for the whole cryptocurrency market. Litecoin took off and surged. And then it's once this top really came in right in here after the big major surge for Litecoin, that's when XRP was able to break out. And you can see this top right here for XRP was set back in May of 2017. It was not all the way until December 12th that Litecoin did this. The leader of the market go off, surge, hit its top, and then what happened? Then there was the big rotation that happened here in the market. And you can see that right there, that this thing got really not very much more after that point. And here, I'm going to shift this over here and we'll put it just like this. We'll start it right on the green line. You can see at that point, Litecoin was done, and then it rotated all the way into XRP. But it didn't just happen in XRP. It happened to other coins too. But that's how this market tends to work. The leader takes off, and then it rotates into the rest of the market. And you can see it with pinpoint precision happening at that moment. So I keep looking over here at these leaders saying, are we going to get that same moment that happened right there? Because if that were to happen, I try to kind of play it through my mind of what things would look like. You'd see the leaders take off, they'd go crazy, go nuts, and then suddenly the leaders would stop. And then what happened in the past is massive rotation. But the thing is, like I just showed you, a lot of those top 10 coins, right, they're already way up in those all-time highs. Are those ones really going to be the ones that get rotated into? Part of me kind of doubts that that's what would happen, but that all that money and those big highs are going to start chasing all the stuff that is really low that starts to take off. It's yet to be seen, but that's how this market has played out before. And the true signal of when that all started at the end of the 2017 bull run, when the tops came in for the market and the chaos ensued, was that these leaders went nuts right at the end. So I keep focusing on this because I'm saying, look, if we can get that to happen here, if we see Cardano specifically following the same stuff that happened with Litecoin, go off and do that big push, that may provide a signal to the answer or to the question that everybody always has. People are always asking, when moon? I have no way to know when, but I could look at the charts to say, when did it happen last time? And the last time when moon happened, when the leader fired off. And then when the top of the leader came in, you can clearly see the rotation happened, and that was when moon. So for me, as a huge XRP holder and looking at it pulling back up into the retracement levels right in here, I'm like, man, when moon? When is this thing going to break out of here? And I have no way to answer that question just by looking at this chart to say, how can I predict time on this in any way? But I do know that I've seen this exact same thing happening here with Cardano, like we did back in 2017 with Litecoin. And it did answer the question of when moon. So I sit here cheering for Cardano to go up. Yes, I do own some Cardano, but I'm not cheering for Cardano to go up so I can sell it. Will I sell it? You better believe I'll sell it. I'm excited to do that for sure, but it doesn't represent a big enough portion of my portfolio to me sit there and say, I'm going to have it made once Cardano takes off. Not at all. I need everything else in my portfolio to take off. And if Cardano wants to be the leader and be the signal of that, I'm all for it and I want to cheer for it. So as it's sitting here in the style of structure, if it does something similar to what we've seen happen in the past in previous years, what I'd be hoping for is to see something where it just, fires up, big pause, fires up, and then at this point up in here, rotation. Will it? Who knows? But I can sure hope that's what happens. And again, I want to reiterate this, right? What does all of this mean if this does end up happening, right? It does mean, based on history, that the end of this cryptocurrency bull run is near, and that years of bear market would be around the corner. Because if there is something that has been consistent about Bitcoin and the crypto market, has been the alt seasons that have taken place right up at the top of the market. Happened in 2013, happened in 2017. And from a structural perspective of what we've been following with Bitcoin for years at this point, has been for the prices to get up into these levels, and that would be a full extension, a third repeat of this full extension for Bitcoin. And a clear signal of the top of each of these bull runs was the altcoins exploding. So if we get the altcoins exploding, does it tell us with certainty that the top of Bitcoin is coming in? No. But has it 2 times before? Yes. And remember, something we've been looking at with the total market cap of all of crypto is how it pinpoint nailed the 4.236 extension based on the rally prior to capitulating back in 2018. And that if it did do something like this, like you just saw over there on Litecoin, which was just that, it was a full reach out right over here based on the rally prior to capitulating back in 2015 and 14, that pinpoint nailed it and sent it on one final push, and that was the end of the market. So even the setup happening right here in the total market cap of all of crypto points to that same thing if that was to occur, right? How high will this go? I don't know. Will it only get a little bit above it and do a full 4.236 extension to just right up there to 2.94 or 2.9 trillion for the total market cap of crypto? Possible. We see these reactions happening right here at these retracement levels or these extension levels, right? Possible. So I don't know how high it'll go for the total market cap. But either way, all of it points to that the next big surge in the market would be the ending phase of the cycle. And well, if you're cheering for XRP like I am, it has been the ending phase of the cycle that led to the explosion back in 2017 and 2013. So I'm cheering for that, right? I want to get the prices that I've always wanted. And you can see what happened back here in 2017 when that leader hit that top. What happened? XRP fired up 1,000%. What's 1,000% times what we're at right now? That's that $10 to $13 price target. Will it repeat that exactly? Again, yet to be seen. But that's how the market played out in the past, and that's what I'm cheering for right now. And so I lay all this kind of foundation here because that's what I'm hoping for, right? We're at retracement levels right now. Bitcoin's at a pretty dangerous spot right now. It's just back at that 702 Fibonacci retracement based on the May 8th top from Elon Musk over there on Saturday Night Live. It made a massive fall, huge depression, toxicity, extreme fear. Prices rotated back up to the 702. We're starting to see a lot of the Bitcoin people becoming really excited over Bitcoin again. That's typically what happens at retracement levels. If we do get through these retracement levels, I would expect a lot of that laser eye stuff to all come back again. And I've been a bull the whole time I've had this YouTube channel, right? Holding on for dear life, riding all the way up in this whole market. But it's then once we get up, once this next phase of the market, so long as we do get it, it's going to be those times where you're going to see me posting over there on Twitter, talking about it on my YouTube channel, all that stuff. Hey, I'm selling stuff. I'll be getting tons of comments of people saying, you're selling too early. It still has a lot of potential for it to go up much higher. Maybe it does, but I want to lay down this foundation before we get there because of my experiences of being in the 2017 bull run and of what happened there at the end of 2017 when all that rotating did happen and the craziness did ensue. It was a lot of that same kind of stuff that you saw happen recently with like Shiba Inu coin, Dogecoin, and all that stuff. People chasing everything left and right and them not being worried about buying those things because they're just going to keep going up. And then at some point, the music stops. At some point, somebody's stuck with the hot potato. And it's hard to see that in the midst of those moments. But I'm cheering for a big break to the upside happening here in the crypto market. I'm cheering for massive rotation, and I want to see those leaders be the first ones to go. Right now, everything is just stuck underneath retracement levels, just like it was last week. Bitcoin is. The total market cap is, the total altcoin market cap is, Ethereum is, and XRP is. But if somebody wants to give us a signal that we're going to get through them, hey, this is a pretty good place to look at, I think. And well, you can see even Solana setting another new high today, continuing to crank to the upside. So as we patiently wait and continue to wait this week, I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to kind of show you where my mindset is at, why I'm watching the leaders, what has happened in the past, and that the leaders have rotated into the rest of the market, and that these types of signals would show that in the past, it was the end. And if you want to kind of see things from a time perspective on how that played out, I still have Litecoin right here. There's that top on December 12th. And then we can see when the top of the altcoin market came in over here. And that time period between the top of the leader and then the top of the whole market was a 26-day time period. So after the leader had already topped and did not continue to rampage much further beyond that, the altcoin market had 26 days left in it. And this time period right here, where you see all this craziness happening right here, Bitcoin topped back in here. So Bitcoin had already topped by the time the altcoin market went surging. So altcoins went surging into Bitcoin's retracement. But you can kind of get an idea on a time perspective of how long this took. Once those leaders really took off, it was less than a month remaining in the market. Will it do that the same way? I don't know, but I keep that in my mind. If the leaders are in this phase right here, just like we see over here on Litecoin, right in here, we can see how quickly things progressed after that. And then what happens in that time period is the sentiment of the whole market changes. It's exciting, it's wild, it's chaotic, it's fun, everybody's a winner. At least that's what it seems like. But then eventually the music does stop. So if that's the moment we're going into, that's the moment I'm preparing for. And if it is coming, it's about to be pretty exciting. So, as everything is still in retracements this week, this is where my attention still is at this point. I'm still watching Solana, Luna, and Cardano. And really, I'm looking at Cardano because it looks a lot cleaner to me compared to what I've seen before. So, I'm cheering for Cardano to get the show on the road. And on that note, I'll get the show on the road. I'll wrap this thing up. So, again, I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I had a 3-day weekend. I feel very refreshed. I got an insanely good amount of sleep last night. So, I'm feeling very refreshed and recharged to start the new week. I hope that you're doing well. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like, you can check out my website over here. This is bcbacker.com. This is my course that I put together where I deep dive into the previous Bitcoin bull runs, the different altcoin market cycles, tying them all together, showing a lot about how this alt season cycling stuff does happen. I talk a lot about Fibonacci retracements in there, and I teach you how to set up your own charts and your own indicators within TradingView and CoinTrader Pro so you can do your own charting. I talk about my personal exit plans in here and talk a lot about mathematics and percentages and what things are important to me. I do also have some market updates in here, and you can check out all of this educational content over here on bcbacker.com. You can follow me over here on Twitter at bcbacker, and I want to thank you so much for watching my channel. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick me up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.